Hello everyone, today I have my everyday summer flawless face. I am a little sick, so throughout this video you're gonna hear me sick. I have a summer cold and it's so ridiculous to have a summer cold, I know. This is going to be everything that I do on a daily basis. For the day in summer, I completely do a whole different thing in the nighttime because there's no sun and I want different coverage. So I am going to show you my summer nighttime flawless face later on, but for now this is what I got going on here. Also, just a disclaimer, since I am sick, my nose is a little bit more obviously stuffed, but it's a little bit more swollen, and my eyes as well. So my lips are a little bit more chapped. It's just some of the things that happen when you're sick, so please just ignore all that. And also ignore my sniffles and my raspy throat and my stuffed, like, just demeanor. So I've already moisturized my face. The moisturizer that I'm using is this one by Simple. It's just a sensitive skin one, but I don't have sensitive skin, but I find that this works really well for my skin type, which is oily. It's just a light moisturizer and it does have SPF 15. If you're thinking that's enough, it is not enough. I mix that with this. This is the Neutrogena Clear Face Breakout Free Liquid Lotion. This is sunscreen SPF 55. And it's the broad spectrum, so it has UVA and UVB protection. This is the only thing that I have found that won't break me out. So I just combine these two and put them on my face, about a dime size of each. And then I also put them on my hands. Don't forget your hands, especially if you drive like to work or school or something. You're gripping the steering wheel and that's the sun's hitting that directly. So I always think of that every time. And I like to keep a little lotion in my car just for that reason. Moving on, I'm going to apply my chapstick. I love this one by Burt's Bees. It's the Coconut and Pear Lip Balm. It smells so good. But alright, now for my foundation, I am going to mix two products because one product is a primer, but it's kind of like a moisturizing primer, and the other is the CC cream that is what I use for every day. I mix these two because the CC cream is not my color. I am a little bit darker in my body than my face because I do tan my body but not my face. The primer that I'm using is this one by Laura Mercier. It's just in the shade Radiance Bronze. And it's a bit darker. It doesn't have any SPF, but the CC cream has SPF. So this CC cream I'm using is by It Cosmetics. It's color correcting full coverage cream, and it does have some anti-aging properties in it, but it has SPF 50, which is like super good, and it's paraben free. I'm gonna mix these two. The color I got in the CC cream is medium, but it's not my skin color because my skin is a bit darker. And this is Radiance Bronze. I want to say Radiant Bronze, but it's not. And as you can see, it's a lot darker. I'm going to take this Delium Tools 957 brush. It's like a flat, very dense brush. So I'm just going to mix the two on the back of my hand with my brush. I'm going to be all mocosa in this video. But I have a summer cold, which is why I wasn't able to upload my Saturday Vlogger Day video, because I got the cold, I want to say Thursday, and I didn't get to post my fashion picture on Friday. It was just, and then I went out of town, so it was kind of like, Anyway, I'm just gonna stipple this everywhere first. Oh, also, the CC cream does not smell good. I don't know what it is. It smells like rotten. It's bad. It just does not smell good, but it's like a really good product to put on your skin every day, especially in the heat where you don't want something that's going to clog your pores or just weigh heavy. These are good products to have because it's just like more skincare based than anything, but it does correct your skin tone, which is why you wear foundation. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of lay my concealer on top to it. This is the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous in the color Light. It has a very nice yellow base to it, so I'm going to go ahead and plop that under my eyes to get rid of these under eyes that I got going on. Okay, so I have a bit of some trouble spots, especially now. There's like a hair. So the foundation, the concealer I'm going to use for that is the Fit Me by Maybelline, and this is in the color Sand Sable. And as you can see, it's a lot darker, especially a lot darker than that color. So I'm going to place this over any spots, which I do have quite a bit because Mother Nature decided to visit me last week. I had a rough week last week. I got sick. Aunt Flo was visiting. Okay. But to highlight my skin, I'm going to apply this Naked Skin concealer. This is in the shade Light Neutral, and I like this to highlight. So I'm going to go down just the front of my face. All of the concealers have a different tone to them, which is what I bought them all for. But you don't have to do this. You can stick with one concealer, but I like to really mix it up with the concealer since I just applied a CC cream. I'm gonna let that sit for a bit and apply and go ahead and move on to my brows. I am gonna show you my brow routine later, how I tweeze and maintain and all that. Next, I'm just gonna go ahead and tap in the concealer, starting with the one that I placed first, which is the under eye area, just with my finger. Now I'm going to go ahead and I just kind of rub the concealer on my palm, and I'm just going to rub now in the second one that I put on, which is for the spots. If you like my nail polish, check out my Instagram, which is where I am going to do these kind of mini tutorials on Instagram. So if you like it, check it out. Now I'm going to the middle. Anyway, I like to take a long time because this is just like it's my face, like what I'm showing the world, and I don't know, I go ahead and spend a little extra time on that. All right, now I'm gonna go into the Delium 995. It's just a dual fiber stippling brush, and I'm just going to stipple this all over my face. This is the second time I'm filming this. The first time I forgot a product, and then this it was in a voiceover, and I know you guys prefer it was a voiceover, and I know you guys prefer me talking. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and apply a powder. So I'm gonna use the Naked Skin. This is the loose finishing powder. I love this stuff, and I'm gonna take a bit. The shade I got was medium light, although it's pretty dark, as you can see there. So I'm going to take it with a giant brush. This is the Delium Tools 980. It's just a big, like very fluffy brush. So I'm going to take a bit of that and start with my forehead and just sweep it on. You could use a different powder for your under eye area, but for every day I don't like to, just because I don't want it to be that bright like the yellow powders. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and apply my eye primer because this is what I normally do. I do wear an eye primer in the summertime. In the springtime I was able to just get away with wearing the concealer. Oh, the one that I'm using is this one by Too Faced. It's the Shadow Insurance. But in the summer I definitely need an eye primer. And then just what's left on the brush, I'm just going to sweep that over. It's time to add a little bit of contour. This is not the same as adding like all over warmth. This is definitely going to like shade in the areas. So for that, I'm going to apply my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. This is again the smaller version, but I am going to go and get the bigger one. I'm using the Delium Tools 945, which is a small dome shaped brush. It is still kind of packed tightly. Suck in your cheeks. Place some on the hollows of my forehead. If you have a larger forehead, you can go all the way up, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that with the other bronzer that I have. And then just blend it in. And I use the same brush for my nose, just the side of it. And then I'm going to, I have like something that's like making me itch. I'm going to contour my double chin here, so just right under. And then I like to make my cheek more pronounced, or my chin more pronounced, so I contour the sides like this. Okay, so I blended that in. I don't know, my camera battery died, so I don't know where I left off, but I blended in all of the contour a little bit. I'm gonna take now this Delium 995, it's just a kabuki brush, and continue blending it the rest of the way. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some some lightness or some warmth to my skin. I'm going to use this one by Lorac. It's called it's the Tantalize Me Baked Bronzer. And this is just, it is broken, but it's just going to add, I'm just going to put this on all the places where my skin would naturally tan from the sun, because it does have a bit of highlight to it. So just taking that on the kabuki brush, I'm just gonna hit my forehead, the top of my nose, my chin, the top of my cheeks. That was just kind of warming up the skin. I'm going to highlight. I'm not really adding like a super shimmering bronze highlighter. The one that I'm using is this one by Wet n Wild. It's called Color Icon. It says it's a bronzer, but it's the color, it's in the color Reserve Your Cabana. It is just like a, I don't want to say matte, but it's more of like a satin finish. I mean, it is more, I guess it is more matte. But anyway, that's the highlight that I'm going to use. Anyway, I'm using the Delium Tools 942, which is angled and it's dense. But this is the only highlighter that I have found that's not like super shimmering. I saw that Wet n Wild came out with some new highlighter and contour, and I'm going to check those out. I'm just going to place this at the top of my cheeks. And as you can see, it's adding light, but not like that metallic sheen. Placing this down the center of my nose, and just kind of the center of my face. On my jaw, because I want it to kind of stick out. And that's it for that. And as you can see, it's very powdery. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I do to I've already showed you my eye primer. I'm gonna show you my kind of everything that I do except adding a color. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I do to my eyes. I'm going to curl them and apply my lash primer. Lashes, I'm using the Tarte Lash Curler. This is something that I do every day. So the lash primer I'm going to use is one by Dior. This is just called Lash Primer. So unnecessary, but I find it super necessary because I don't apply false lashes. I kind of don't like false lashes. I mean, I do, but I don't like them. I don't like wearing them. And that's it. That's my summer daytime flawless face that I'm gonna do this whole routine every day. I'm trying to find the better light. I think this light's a little bit better, so the video might be a little bit different in lighting along the way. I want to show you my cup, my mug. I made this for my husband. It says Mrs. Torres. That's my husband's last name. And I made these cups for us for our anniversary because it was like pottery or ceramic or something. And the last thing I do, but this is kind of like after all of my makeup is done, I go ahead and take the L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray and I missed my face with it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it now, although I haven't done my eye makeup. I hope it doesn't mess up, but all right, so that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you liked it, and